They tried everything to kill these firearms: corporate blunders, courtroom battles, cheap offshore knockoffs, even full-on bankruptcies. But legends don't die easy. These 8 guns disappeared from shelves, got dismissed as obsolete, and almost vanished into history. Yet shooters refused to let them go. They pulled them back into the light, and now, these classics are hotter than ever. If you thought old-school steel was gone for good, think again. These are the guns that refuse to die. Number 1. M1. Carbine. Few rifles in American history have been underestimated more than the M1 carbine. It wasn't built to be the powerhouse. It was designed as a lightweight companion, a fast-handling rifle that could move with troops who didn't need the heft of the M1 Garand. Radio men, lieutenants, airborne infantry. They carried it through Europe, across Korea, and deep into the jungles of Vietnam. Sure, it didn't deliver the reach or raw punch of a .30-06 battle rifle, but it brought something else to the fight: mobility, capacity, and ease of use under stress. After the wars, the carbine faded. Surplus stocks dried up. The gun world turned to AR platforms. Collectors locked away what remained, and the rest gathered dust in closets. But time has a way of proving what works. Lightweight, low recoil, 15-round magazines. Does that sound familiar? The very features we praise in modern defensive carbines were already baked into this design back in the 1940s. Today, companies like Auto Ordnance are producing faithful reproductions, steel and walnut, true to the originals, but factory new. The M1 carbine won't replace your long-range rifle, and it won't outpace a modern AR in tactical drills. But at the range, behind the seat of a truck, or simply as a living piece of American history, the M1 carbine is back, and it's not going anywhere. Number 2. Ithaca Model 37. Few shotguns have earned a reputation as hard as the Ithaca Model 37. It's lean, it's reliable, and when the fight comes close, it is absolutely unforgiving. This pump action hit the market in the late 1930s. Since then, it has shrugged off every generation of new and improved designs. While competitors chase gimmicks and polymer parts, the Model 37 just keeps doing its job. The signature feature is bottom ejection. Empty hulls drop straight down. No brass flying across your line of sight. No debris fouling up the action. For left-handed shooters, it's perfect. For everyone else, it's still one of the cleanest ejection systems ever built. And this shotgun saw combat. Navy SEALs carried it during house-to-house fighting in Vietnam. Early models could slam fire, hold the trigger, and run the pump until the job was finished. That function was eventually removed, but the heart of the design never changed. Ownership of the company shifted. Production paused. Even the name briefly changed. But the gun itself never lost its following. Modern production Model 37s are still American-made, built with steel and walnut, and still tough enough to outlast guns twice their price. No plastic stocks, no bargain bin internals. Just a smooth stroke, a rock-solid action, and a reputation that's held strong for nearly a century. Number 3. Ruger Security 6. When Ruger launched the Security 6 in the 1970s, they weren't trying to make it pretty. They were building a revolver that could survive anything and still deliver .357 Magnum power on demand. This wheelgun was rugged by design. Solid frame, no side plates to shake loose, simple, reliable internals. It was a revolver that could be dropped on pavement, run filthy, and still hit hard. That's why law enforcement, corrections officers, and armed citizens carried them. It wasn't a showpiece. It was a duty gun. Eventually, Ruger replaced it with the GP100, but the Security 6 never faded from memory. Today, shooters chase them down at gun shows and auctions not because they're rare, but because they're real. In a world of complex polymers and endless gimmicks, the Security 6 stands tall as a revolver that refused to quit. It's not collectible for scarcity, it's collectible because it earned respect the hard way. Number 4. Marlin, 1895. When you talk about lever guns with real muscle, the Marlin 1895 stands at the front of the line. Chambered in .45-70 government, this rifle doesn't whisper, it roars. It was never designed as a casual plinker. This is a working gun for hunters moving through heavy timber, or anyone needing a brush rifle with knockout power. Recoil is stout, but the payoff is massive. When you're staring down big game, or guarding camp against something on four legs that doesn't scare easy, the 1895 delivers the authority you need. For decades, it was the standard in the woods. Short barrel, fast follow-ups, and a big bore slug that put meat on the ground. But then came the Remington takeover, and it got ugly. Fit and finish dropped. Reliability suffered. Loyal Marlin shooters felt abandoned. When the factory finally shut its doors, it looked like the legend was gone for good. Then Ruger picked up the torch. And the transformation was immediate. The new production. 1895s are everything the old Remington years weren't. Clean machining, smooth cycling, rock-solid laminate stocks, stainless options, threaded barrels, and side ejection that makes mounting optics straightforward. They kept the heart of the design but dialed in modern tolerances. Hunters love them. Collectors are chasing them. Gun shops can't keep them on racks. The Marlin 1895 didn't just crawl back, it stormed back tougher, cleaner, and more respected than ever. Number 5. Smith & Wesson Model 19. Few revolvers carry the same weight of history as the Smith & Wesson Model 19. This isn't just a throwback, it's the revolver that sat in law enforcement holsters for decades, trusted when real-world stakes were on the line. Chambered in .357 Magnum, the Model 19 earned its reputation the hard way, on patrol, in alleys, and in the middle of shootouts that decided lives. It wasn't meant to be pretty. It was built to work. Back in the 1950s, Smith & Wesson worked with Border Patrol legend Bill Jordan to design it. The mission? Create a revolver that balanced Magnum firepower with carry comfort. The result was a K-frame wheel gun that could ride the belt all day, but still throw heavy loads when it counted. For decades, it ruled the duty holster. But by 1999, the industry had shifted. Polymer autos were taking over, and the Model 19 was retired not because it failed, but because the world moved on. Now it's back, and it feels like time reversed. Rich blued steel, classic wood grips, that clean, crisp Smith & Wesson trigger. Internals are updated for modern standards, but the shooting experience is pure vintage magic. Balanced, accurate, serious. The Model 19 isn't just a revival. It's proof that a fighting revolver still commands respect in a polymer world. Number 6. Winchester Model 70. Some rifles are liked. The Winchester Model 70 is revered. For generations, it's been called the rifleman's rifle, and for good reason. Introduced in 1939, it set the gold standard for bolt actions. Controlled round feed, buttery smooth cycling, and the iconic three-position safety that shooters came to trust in the field. Whether you were glassing mountains for elk or dialing in at the bench, the Model 70 wasn't just another rifle, it was the rifle. Then came the storm. In 1964, Winchester cut corners to save costs. The market revolted. Overnight, pre-64 became a badge of honor, while post-64 models were dismissed as second-rate. Decades later, Winchester tried to recover. But when the New Haven plant closed in 2006, it looked like the end of the road. That's when F.N. Herstal stepped in. Production shifted to South Carolina. The quality snapped back. Machining tightened. Fit and finish returned. And just like that, the Model 70 was back in its rightful place, trusted by hunters, respected by precision shooters, and revered as one of the finest bolt guns America ever produced. This isn't a retro remake. It's a survivor, a rifle that's weathered controversy, climbed back, and still stands at the top of the food chain. Number 7. Colt Python. When it comes to revolvers, one name rises above the rest, the Colt Python. Chambered in .357 Magnum, it's long been known as the crown jewel of wheel guns. The design was unmistakable, full underlug, ventilated rib, a double-action trigger pull so smooth it felt like polished glass. The Python wasn't just a revolver, it was an icon of power, balance, and craftsmanship. When Colt ended production in 1999, it wasn't just another gun being retired. For many shooters, it felt like the entire revolver era had lost its king. Collectors swooped in. Prices skyrocketed. And for 2 decades, every gun shop had the same story, someone kicking themselves for not buying a Python back when they were still affordable. Then, in 2020, the comeback hit. And Colt didn't just bring it back, they refined it. The The modern Python is built from forged stainless steel with reinforced internals and cleaner machining. The trigger is crisp, the lockup is rock solid, and the balance, flawless, exactly what made the original legendary. This isn't a tribute gun, it's not a replica. It's the Colt Python reborn with all the soul of the original and the strength to live in a modern shooter's world. Number 8. Remington 870. 70 few firearms have a resume like the Remington 870. More than 11 million produced. Decades of service in duck blinds, squad cars, and combat zones. If there was ever a shotgun that defined the pump-action platform, this was it. The 870 wasn't fancy. It was reliable, quick to cycle, easy to configure, and built to handle whatever you threw at it, birdshot, buckshot, or slugs. But then things went downhill. Corners got cut. The express line came out rough. Fit and finish slipped. Loyal shooters noticed the drop in quality. Then came the bankruptcy. Shelves went empty. For a while, it looked like the legend had finally died. But the story wasn't over. Rem Arms took the design back to its roots, focusing on what made the 870 great. The result was the Fieldmaster. Smooth cycling, cleaner machining, durable finishes, better materials, and the same confident lockup and pump stroke that built the 870's reputation in the first place. Barrels swap in seconds, accessories are endless, and durability is back where it belongs. This is once again the shotgun you can trust to ride in a patrol car, sit by the bed, or live hard in the field for decades. When you step back, these aren't just firearms making a return. They're battle-tested legends reclaiming their place in American gun culture. From revolvers that once ruled patrol belts, to lever rifles built for the woods, to shotguns trusted in war and at home, every one of these stories proves the same point. What shooters really want isn't gimmicks. It's reliability, heritage, and performance that stands the test of time. Now it's your turn. Got one of these icons sitting in your safe? Still chasing one down at gun shows or shops? Drop a comment and let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep the conversation going because the list may be done. But the story of these firearms is far from over.